First and foremost, giving honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Giving double honors to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. And giving double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. The Hebrew Israelites coming in and week out that's preaching the destruction and the dismantling of a system, which is the Gentile world power system of what we living in today, which is the European common market system or the Euro Gentile world power system. A lot of you brothers and sisters, and also we're supposed to be preaching the gospel, the good news. And what is the good news? The good news is that the so-called black man that was brought over here in slave ships is the natural and the spiritual seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, brothers and sisters. And that your slave master, which is the Europeans, is about to be destroyed. America is on their way out. We look at the economy today. The world today is on its way out. And when we talk about the world, we're talking about the system, right? It's because you can't build a system off of rape, murder, robbery, right? And think you're going to continue to live deliciously. So when we look at America today, America is modern day Rome, modern day Babylon of today. And we see the declining in the system. The dollar is steady falling. And when we talk about the dollar falling, we're looking at the countries today, how they don't want nothing to do with the U.S. currency anymore. And we're looking at the rise of what you would call the BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And many other nations are signing treaties with the BRICS to come against America. And a lot of you is going to be ushered into what we would call the Third World War, because contrary to popular belief, the Third World War has already happened. America is fighting against everybody, and everybody is fighting against America. And just like how you being duped by the political system, you're being duped by anything that you see on the news, because you can't think for yourself. So all your cares and all your worries, you place it on the backs of America. America is going around conquering and pillaging other people's countries. So when we're looking at a system, brothers and sisters, we're looking at a system that is being destroyed. But it can't be destroyed yet until the Creator does what? Remove his people out of harm's way. And who is his people today? It's the so-called black man. See, we got to understand that history has been told that these people that was brought over here to America came from the west coast of Africa. But those people are not indigenous to the west coast of Africa. They are the natural and the spiritual seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the people that you were stubbing your nose at, the people that you set up Jim Crow laws in the country, right? The people that you discriminated against, that you still discriminate against, even to this day, is of the parent stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it behooves the so-called black man to return to his ancient ancestral cultural roots. See, because they didn't bring no niggas to America, right? They brought the nation of Israel to America. And it's our job as the nation of Israel to come in and week out to preach the gospel. And what is the gospel? The destruction of the Euro-Gentile world power system. And that the so-called black man is going to rebuild what you would call the kingdom on this planet. And this kingdom, there's not going to be racism in the earth. See? There's not going to be any classism. And see, when brothers talk about the new covenant, that's really what the new covenant is talking about, how the Creator is going to bring forth a new social order on the face of this planet. First scripture that we're going to be reading from the 12th chapter of the book of Revelation. It says, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven. And it says, and a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. So who is this woman? Who is she bringing forth? She has to bring forth the nation of Israel, see? And symbolically, that's talking about how Rachel and the other females brought forth the nation of Israel, right? It says, and she being with child, cried, travailing in birth, pain to be delivered. And what is that symbolic of, see? How she was pained in birth and travailing to bring forth a child, see? This is all the tribulations that the nation of Israel had to go through throughout times and seasons. The black man been in slavery for 2,000 years. 2,500 something years the so-called black man been in slavery. We was in slavery under the Egyptians. We was in slavery up under the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, and now modern day Rome, which is the European common market system, see? So when we're talking about a woman that's in travail, we're talking about how the nation of Israel is going to be going through a lot of turmoil. See, because we broke the commandments. And as a result, the Creator put us in slavery. It said that she being with child, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And who is the great dragon that we're talking about, right? The great dragon is the adversary. And how the adversary has got into the mindset of these nations. And one of the nations that the adversary was under their mindset was who? It was the Egyptians. Then came the Assyrians. Then came the Babylonians. Then came the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. And modern day Rome, which is who? Which is America. See? So it says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. And who does the 10 horns represent? The 10 horns represent the 10 nations that came up out of what you would call the Roman Empire, y'all. See? And that's what we're looking at today, which is the European common market system. The nations that's ruling today, the European nations. And they all up under the influence of the adversary. Look at their mindset. All they care about is conquering other nations for their natural resources. And they put the nation, the people, in slavery. See? And this is what these nations have done to our people. They have put us in slavery. They robbed the black man of the knowledge of self. And they taught the so-called Negro that he came from a race of nobodies. That he made no contribution in human history. That he was a savage that lived in a jungle of a subhuman level. See, this is what the slave system has taught our people. And this is how our people act today. See, I was looking at a video earlier on social media on how you had, a brother talking about what they call hood news, and he was talking about how Bobby Smurder want to kill Whack 100, talking about he gonna kill him on national TV. See? And that's the mindset of our people. See? We don't know how to come together as a nation of people. See, all we do is kill one another. So, Bobby Smurder, he said that he'll kill Whack 100 on national TV. And he don't even care about going to jail. See, that's the mindset of the so-called Negro, see? Because we've been made an astonishment amongst the whole world, right? So we don't even look at each other as brothers and sisters anymore. See, we savages now. That's cool, man. That's cool. How you doing today, bro? All right. So it says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And that's the adversary under the influence. That's the nations under the influence of the adversary. See? This is the adversary's rulership over these nations. And they didn't show our people no ease. See? It says that she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto the Most High to his throne. You see, a lot of people think that that's talking about Yahshua because of the way that history has been introduced. But in actuality, that's talking about the nation of Israel, because see, the nation of Israel is going to rule on this planet. So it says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And it says, and his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to deliver, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. What is that talking about? That's talking about when we was in slavery, see? When we was in slavery as a nation of people, see, these nations, they didn't show us no ease. Under the Egyptians, or what they would call the land of Kemet, they was killing our people. And this is the same mindset even to this day. It says, and she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto Yah and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of Yah, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And that's symbolic of the nation of Israel being in captivity under these nations. But in actuality, we've been in slavery for over 2,000 and something years. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angel and prevailed not. Neither was there a place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out in the earth, and his angel was cast out with him. And see, that's what we're dealing with today. See, we're dealing with that mindset even to this day. When we look at the rulership today, see, they're not ruling in righteousness. See, a lot of these nations, they ruling in what? Unrighteousness, man. See, because you can't go into another man's country and take over his natural resources, and then he don't reap the benefits of the natural resources that you done took from him. If you read that book called Secret Confessions of an Economic Hitman, it shows you how the Caucasian will come into another man's country and come there and be talking about he want to bring wealth and all this type of stuff to the man's country, but in actuality, he sets up a situation where he gives the country tremendous debt, and when they can't pay the debt off, then they take over their natural resources. How they went around killing leaders and all type of stuff. So when we're looking at the news today, we see people like Scott Ritter and Colonel McGregor. They giving all these quotes on how America can be saved if they would just do business right, but it's over with for America. That's why all these stores is closing down, right? It's because just like Rome was at the top of his height, just like Greece, just like all these countries, these kingdoms, America is the next kingdom to fall. See, and not just America, the European common market system. See, these are the next kingdoms that's going to fall before men. And a lot of people is going to go, but see, when she fall, she got to go to war first. That's why you seeing all these wars taking place, because what's happening is that we already in World War III. And World War III is going to be catastrophic. Because see, they're not playing with conventional bombs anymore, they're dealing with nuclear bombs. And America is going to be invaded by nuclear weapons. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of Yah and the power of his Mashiach, for the accusers of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And that's what these nations was doing, see? Especially over here, they made a decree that the black man is a savage that live in a jungle of a subhuman level. He ain't make no contributions to America. See? He ain't make no contributions in human history. That he erasing nobody. And they still do those type of things even to this. Well, how they doing it? They doing it through what? What we would call hip-hop culture. Back in the day, hip-hop culture was a situation where it taught that they had some type of positivity up in it. But when the white man got a hold to it and he started to control it, now what are we doing? We're killing each other. Bobby Shmurda said that if he see Whack 100 in person, he gonna boom him, see? And what is that? That means that he gonna murder him. Because we've been reduced to nothing. That's why it behooves the so-called black man to return to who he is. And that's the biggest problem that we have. We don't know who we are as a people. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of Yah, and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death. So, and who is that? Who gonna overcome? That's the nation of Israel that's gonna overcome. Because once we get come into the knowledge of self, to understand who we are, and see that they didn't bring no Negroes to America, brothers and sisters. They brought the nation of Israel to America. And that we would stand up as a nation of people and start to do what? To judge the nations for what they have done to us as a people. We don't have a flag. We don't have a country. We can't dig into the ground and get the natural resources out of the ground. We can't do that because we have been reduced to nothing. th verse. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he have but a short time. And since he know that he has a short time, what's happening? He's getting into the mindset of the people. And great judgment is happening today. That's why we see these wars taking place. Everybody is scared of nuclear war because they understand that it's going to take place. Nuclear war is coming. America is going to be invaded with nuclear bombs. Because you preach the false doctrine throughout all the years that America has been existing. See? That y'all the greatest show on earth. You practice racism in the country. You practice racism in other countries. Pit men against each other. So you the devil in human form. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman, which brought forth the man-child. And it says, and the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time, and times and half a time from the space of the serpent. So what is that talking about, people? That's talking